If your team is stressed by you as a leader, you're failing. Not because the mission is heavy, because your emotions are leaking into the room and setting the mood for everyone. And if you click this video, I'm talking to you, not just leaders, you. Today I'm giving you science-backed tools to control the temperature, decompress timelines, and build psychological safety in high-stress, lean teams. Here's the truth, you're drowning. Last-minute meetings, surprise VTCs, admin deadlines, numbers pressure, and the most common stress leak I see from mid-level managers and leaders is this. You don't regulate your outward emotion. You look panicked, angry, or upset, and then wonder, why does my team feel cautious and stressed? Your posture is a message. Your tone is a message. Your urgency is a message. Under stress, people sample fewer cues. Working memory capacity drops, vigilance decreases, teams close early on decisions, and they start shedding tasks. That's not motivation, that's biology. And a Stanford research study shows that stress disrupts your ability to plan ahead because it interferes with how your brain uses memory to make decisions. So when your team is stressed, you don't get faster execution, you get faster mistakes. Here's what I'm gonna give you in this video. If you stick around to the end, I promise you'll take something away that you can use immediately. You're gonna get a 20-second reset to stop your emotions from transferring to your team, and a 90-second decompression brief that slows your team down with purpose. Then I'm gonna teach you the speak up standard that prevents deadline surprises. And then my leadership rule. If you're the source of stress, you're failing. Let's go. Your team follows your nervous system more than your words. If you walk in heated, you spread urgency. If you walk in calm, you create thinking space for your team. And emotions spread in groups. Stress and negativity can move through teams quickly like a ripple effect. So here's the rules. Be the thermostat, not the thermometer. The thermometer leader reacts to the room. The thermostat leader sets the tone inside the room. Next, let's talk about the 20-second reset. Before a meeting, before an email, before you do that correction, I want you to do this. Take a long exhale, then inhale slowly, and then exhale. Repeat this 3 times. Now here's why that works. Controlled breathing is one of the fastest ways to downshift stress responses, which helps you regain self-control before you speak. Then say this in your head. I'm about to set the room when I walk in. Now do what you already do naturally. When your team starts showing heightened stress, you model the opposite behavior to cancel it out and bring the room back to neutral. Next up, I want to talk to you about my chaos buffer. This is a pro move. I want you to steal it. Plan for 20 to 30% of chaos every single day, because perfect days are fake. So instead of a schedule that requires perfection, you build in intentional flexibility, extra time blocks, shock absorbing spaces, realistic deadlines. Here's the science side. NIOSH has long emphasized that working conditions play a primary role in job stress, not just individual toughness. That means systems and schedules matter. So when you build a chaos buffer, you're fixing stress at the system level, not with your motivational speeches. This is your signature line. Use it in the moment if you feel like your team is speeding up and stressing out. Let's not rush to failure, because rushing creates rework, and rework creates stress, and then stress creates mistakes. And guess what? Those mistakes create more rushing. That loop will bury you and your team. Here's a tool to help you fix it. This is the 90-second decompression brief. The first thing is mission today in 1 sentence. Next, what are the top 3 outcomes? Not just tasks, real outcomes. 3, what are the trade-offs? What are we not doing today so we can get to those 3 outcomes? Sometimes it's about sacrifice. You got to know what to let go for the day and what to get done. Number 4 is the standard. What does done right look like? Your team needs to know what the end product or expectation is. If it's not clear, Go deeper. Then do your second signature move. You increase gratitude and you increase stability with the way that you are speaking. Thank you. I see you. What do you need from me as a leader? And you say it out loud. Slow down. There's no rush. Let's do this right. Take your time. That is how you reduce stress while protecting the standard. Next up, we're going to talk about psychological safety. I did an entire video on this, so check it out in this section if you want to read more. Psychological safety is one of the topics that I found that even some of my top performing leaders don't understand. If you ask them if they're building psychological safety, they don't know. So check out my video because psychological safety is absolutely critical in today's environment. When stress is high, people stop speaking up first. That's where errors grow in silence. Here's what I want you to understand. Job stress can lead to poor health and even injury. It's not harmless. So psychological safety is not a soft topic. It's a risk reduction at the organizational level. In your world, psychological safety looks like a weekly battle rhythm. You remind your people to prioritize mental and physical health, and you really mean it. Now, make it operational with a simple rule, the speak up standard. Early problems get support. Deadline surprises get corrected. And make it real. When someone flags a risk early, reward it publicly. Hey, good catch. Thank you for bringing that up early. Now we can fix it. Here's 5 stress leaks that leaders cause and they don't even know. Number 1 is you look panicked, angry, or upset. That emotion, what you're putting on the outside, that says more to your team than your words will ever say. Next is changing priorities without trade-offs. You have to know what has to be done today and what can be cut, and then communicate that to your team. I used to tell my leaders that there was a saying that if everything is a priority, nothing is a priority. I've changed that. In my line of business, everything is a priority. But you as a leader have to communicate what you can accomplish given the timetable. And you have to ensure that your team knows. Number 3 is you demand speed without defining what the quality is. There's a fine balance between quality and quantity. We want to make sure that we're moving quick enough to stay on pace for the job requirements, but not so quick that the product we're developing takes a nosedive in quality. Number 4 is you react emotionally to bad news. Look, leaders, we have to absorb that bad news. That's part of the job. So you have to learn how to control your emotions when you get bad news. Here's a way to help regulate those emotions. Ask your team, if you're bringing me bad news, bring me a solution and how we can fix it. And that helps me hear the bad news and then see the way forward. The last way that you're leaking stress into your team is when everything is urgent. If everything is priority number 1, then your team will get confused and they won't know what is really priority number 1. And remember the science. Stress narrows decision making, reduces that working memory, and pushes people toward premature closure. So if everything is urgent, you're forcing your team into the worst possible decisions. Here's some decompression methods that you have to integrate as a leader to survive the high stress environment. You need to manage your stress because you set your team's mood. Here's a direct question. What do you do to decompress every day? For me, it's running. I run 5 or 6 miles. One focus, one mission. I stop carrying those 100 things and I just focus on the one thing, surviving that run. That could be it for you. You could pour energy into a passion project like I am with this channel. Some people use video games. The key here is that you need an outlet to bleed off that extra steam. If you're not doing that, then you're eventually gonna break. Because your nervous system needs recovery. That's not extra, that's leadership maintenance. Look, if your team's stressed by you, you're failing. But relax. It's fixable, and I just gave you everything you needed to do it. Control the temperature, build a chaos buffer, decompress timelines with purpose, and protect psychological safety. If this helped you, share it with one leader who needs to hear this video. And comment one word, calm, if you've ever worked for a leader whose stress infected the whole team. I appreciate your time. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.